Hey CRC, it's Autumn. I'm your Director of Advocacy and Online Community, and I'm coming to you today, hopefully with maybe what might be the beginning of a short series of tech tips, right? Everyone needs a little bit of help with technology from time to time. And the first one that I'm going to talk about today is how to navigate our website a little bit easier. Um, a lot of folks, I get a lot of feedback about how sometimes it can be hard to find where our calendar is. Whenever we're having events, folks want to know how to be able to connect those events. Sometimes they have a little bit of a hard time. And while we're always looking to improve our website, I want to show y'all a couple of tips and tricks for how we can use the website best as it currently is right now, while we're on our way for improving the website always. So I'm going to show y'all a little bit of, I'm going to give you a grand tour basically of how to find events on our website. So here's our website. You've seen it before. Um, where do you find events? There's a couple of places that you can look. Now up here, hope you can see that, okay? This is our, what would you call it? The bookmarks bar, maybe? The menu tab, right? We'll call it that. This is basically what I would say is the easiest way to find events anywhere. Right here, it's first up, you see events, you see calendar, and you see holidays. We're going to check that out in a second. I think a lot of the ways that folks currently want to find events is they'll scroll down, they'll see this button here that says upcoming events, and you certainly can click it. It will zoom you on down the page. And here's where you will see the top 9 upcoming events. These are not ranked in order of importance. This is just the next 9 events as it's coded on our calendar. Okay, that's the way it currently is right now. And I get a lot of feedback about folks saying like, oh, I can't find the events that I want to see because they're not right here. It's like, yeah, they probably aren't. This is only the next 9 events. I honestly don't use this very much, because I would suggest that you go to our events tab, you go to the calendar, and I have it pulled up in a different tab here, but so you can just click on that. Actually, went right to it. So here's our calendar. It looks a little bare right now because we're in the second half of the month. And there's a number of different ways that you can use this that maybe you didn't know about, and I'm going to tell you all about it today. But so obviously when you come to this page, you see a calendar, right? It looks like just one you would hang up on your wall. You see a lot of different cool colors, and they have a meaning, but you don't really need to worry about that. We really just have the colors set up so that it doesn't look like just one wall of text, right? We want stuff to kind of pop out. That's why we have it like this. Whichever day is today, it will be lit up in green. And you'll kind of see that like whatever the past events were, they kind of disappear. Not because we don't care about them, but because we want you to find your way around more easily. You can find past events if you go to previous months, but really this is how it's set up currently. And you can see that, let's see here. So today, today's Shabbat when I'm filming this. I work on Shabbats that I can make your Shabbat happen on the services. And you can see that the events that we had today were like Torah study, family service, the bar mitzvah we had today. Congratulations, Ethan. Our Havdalah service. You can see all of these sort of different events that are coming up. If you're wondering what the colors are, I don't have them memorized, and you shouldn't either. But you can kind of see that they have a theme. So like, for example, we have, all of our language classes are written in purple. All of our adult education are written in yellow. So if you kind of know what classes you tend to go to most often, or the things that you like to tune into, you might end up learning what those mean. So like, for example, like the light blue, those are sort of our social things. We have our ukulele class, our cooking classes, our prospective members brunch, that sort of thing. Tikkun Olam is always in green. Again, I don't have that memorized, and so neither should you. But so that's generally how you can kind of figure this out. And if you're ever in a situation where you're like, these letters are too small, I totally get that. Something that you can do is sometimes you can find it up here in like your, what is this, your URL bar. Sometimes if you click the little ellipsis, you can see zoom. You can zoom in on the page. Can you see that? So you can make the text bigger so that you can read it. Um, if you're like me and you like using keyboard shortcuts on your keyboard, you can probably tap what, let's see, I think control plus sign, control plus sign, and then control minus sign will zoom you back out. That's just a fun little keyboard shortcut that you can know. But I'm going to move on to show you some other cool things about our calendar that maybe you didn't know about. Did you know that you can filter a billion different things about our calendar? Let's zoom out on here. No, you're not going to be able to see anything if I do that. Anyway, up here, we have these little area where you can filter different things. All of our events have a category that they belong to. And you can see here that some of our categories are adult learning, Hebrew language, health and support group, our holiday events, outside events, so on and so forth. So if you're ever like, wow, we have a billion events, that's giving me a headache, I only want to see a certain kind of event. So like, for example, let's say that you want to go to one of our Hebrew language classes and you want to be able to filter all of that out. What you're going to want to do is you can select Hebrew language, click that. Once that loads, what it will do is it will filter out every other event and only show you those Hebrew language classes. This is really great, especially if you're, maybe you lost the link for your class. This is a great way to go about that. Or maybe you only want to see the Tikkun Olam events, right? Maybe you want to get more involved in advocacy. Besides talking to me, you can always check out our calendar and go to this Tikkun Olam and advocacy section. And once again, it will only filter out those events that have to do with that topic. So here you can see all of our advocacy habaras. It's really cool. Now, there are a number of other different ways that you can do these sort of toggles here. So let me zoom back in. I want to make sure that you can see this. We do have, I use this less. You can filter events by organizer. So like if you only want to see the stuff that Rabbi Jim is doing or Rabbi Daniel, you would be able to kind of filter that out. I would say this is less reliable. We're always trying to clean up our website and our events to make sure that they're the most accurate. I would say this is one of those fields that I don't use it as much, but it's there. And now you know how to use it. Tag. This is another cool thing. We definitely do this. This is where you can see a number of how, like, all the different ways that our events are tagged. So, for example, we have, advocacy. Like, if you only want to see stuff that, like, I only want to see family service. So you go down to this family service tag, and it'll show you the family services. Same goes for, again, if you wanted to see those Hebrew classes, you could click Hebrew, you could only see those. Or any other things that are kind of tagged that way. So I might be getting a little bit redundant, but I think you get the idea. There's also some other cool ways. So let's say that, well, this is all really fine and dandy, but I don't want to see it in a calendar format like this. Maybe that's not the best way that you learn, and that's totally fine. We actually have a number of different ways that you can toggle the views. So for example, let's say that I have no idea what this is going to look like when I click this, but we have a thing called yearly. So if you wanted to see what all of the events look like in a year, it might look like a bunch of dots actually. And this will take a second to load. This is going to show you all of the events that happen in a calendar year whenever it does load. I might have just broken the website. I'm just kidding. That's going to take a while. I doubt you'll ever need to use that, but it's there if you want to click it. Maybe you want to instead look at it in a weekly view. Let's see that. Let's see what happens when I click that. Okay, so here we go. We can see it actually starts off with, 2021 March. That's when this video is being filmed. You can see we are in week 3 of the month, and it shows you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever, and it shows you it in a list. You can see over here the day. So Monday, March 15th. Yep. The 16th. You can kind of see like the cute little pictures, but you get it in a list view, and again, that's if you like it to look like that way. I personally don't. I'm a little bit more visual. I need to see it in a different way. But like, okay, maybe you want to see it in a daily view. You can get the same thing just in a daily view. It'll kind of show like all of the days in a month in that sort of fashion, and it'll show you these 4 events that we have here today. And of course, you can kind of see too that it shows you what time everything is at. That's pretty convenient. Maybe you want to see things in a list. There's a way to do that. Let's see what that looks like. Here you can kind of see, I feel like this kind of looks like that sort of page on our homepage, right? You can kind of see stuff. This is actually pretty good if you want to see stuff that's just a day, but you want to see it a little bit bigger. Maybe you want to see bigger text. This is pretty cool for that. What about grid? What does that look like? Okay, so here we go. You can see everything without the pictures, right? So maybe one of these speaks to you more than the other, you know, find the one that you like, play with it, toggle with it. I'm going to go back to the monthly view. That's the way that I like to view this the best. But of course, you know, we have all of these different options because we know everybody's different. Everybody's brain works a little bit different. You process information differently. I'll also note too that on this monthly view, it has a Monday start. That throws me off every time. I'm gonna try and see if we can fix that towards the Sunday start. But so if you ever find yourself noticing like, oh, you know, I keep looking at the wrong day, you know, make sure that you're looking at the right column, the right day column. Okay, and obviously, like if you want to see events that are happening next month, we have these little buttons over here that say that go to the next in the previous month. That could be self-explanatory, but I want to make sure that I cover that. So again, this is our events calendar page. You can always access this by checking out the little menu bar up here. And there's a number of other different things that I could talk about, but this is about a 12-minute video here, so I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to make some more videos like this with sort of tech tips. How about post in the comments below if you have something that you want me to cover in a video. It's often easier for me to explain things in a video in a visual format than it is for me to type it out in an email or to talk about it over the phone. So feel free to type something in the comments about what you might want to see a video on, and I'll try and see if I can do it. All right, thanks so much, y'all. I will talk to y'all in the ONEG, talk to you on the email, whatever you need. I'm here to support you. All right, have a great day. Bye.